In this video, I want to share with you some exciting news for LandBridge. So in this video, we will talk about first, Santa Monica Partners buying LandBridge. If you don't know what this fund is, I will explain everything. Secondly, I will talk about their results, their quarterly earnings. And thirdly, I will talk about this new deal with PowerBridge. If you're not familiar with this topic, I will explain everything in this video. And if you're already aware of this, maybe you will have some color about what is happening about LandBridge. In case this is your first video from this channel, welcome. My name is Christophe Nour. I've been investing in the stock market for almost a decade now with a performance of 25% per year. And full disclosure, I'm a shareholder of LandBridge. This is part of my portfolio right now. The first thing I want to talk about is Santa Monica Partners buying LandBridge. So what is Santa Monica Partners? This is not a fund that is very well known. You can't find Santa Monica Partners on Dataroma. Well, this is a fund created by Larry Goldstein. And if you don't know who Larry Goldstein is, I have something to explain. This is the longest shareholder of TPL. How can I say it? Yeah, he's been investing in TPL for 70 years. So let me show you the stock price of TPL, Texas Pacific Land. If he has been holding this stock for 70 years, you can guess that he is very rich because TPL has been a wonderful, marvelous investment. Basically, the business model for TPL is they own lands in Texas, and it turns out that they get royalties out of these lands. So you have some drilling, some operations, some oil, some water development. So they see the royalty play with beautiful margins, beautiful free cash flow generation. And this Larry Goldstein has been investing in TPL for a while. I have something to show you. This is the proof. Larry Goldstein is known for his exposure to TPL, and he's getting interested in LandBridge. And I checked all the earnings calls of LandBridge. I'm a shareholder, so I did the research on this one, checked all the transcripts, and in the first earnings call from LandBridge, you have this person asking a question. We'll take the final question from Lawrence Goldstein at Santa Monica Partners in August 2024. And here we go. We haven't met yet, but I believe I'm the second oldest shareholder of TPL, having purchased it when I was about 13 years old, which was 75 years ago. But I'm not the oldest. Warren Buffett told me he too bought when he was 13, and he's older than I. Yes, TPL here was the second stock that Warren Buffett bought. Just you can go back to the shareholder meeting, the annual meeting of 2022, annual meeting for Berkshire Hathaway, and he talks about this story. Anyway, and okay, I did it over the years, and of course that led me to investors who have purchased a great deal of TPL and a great deal of LandBridge. So this guy, Larry Goldstein, has a fund called Santa Monica Partners, one of the most expert guy you could have about TPL, that is getting interested in LandBridge. And if you look at his portfolio, Santa Monica Partners, you can find it on Well Wisdom, this website. Well, you didn't have LandBridge. He didn't buy LandBridge at the time in August 2024. So I did a lot of research about the fund, about their letters, etc. And another quarter went by, no buy. Another quarter went by, no purchase. And then finally, at the beginning of 2025, we have the top buys. This is LandBridge. He bought a tiny position, 0.5% of his portfolio, allocated to LandBridge. So finally, after some months, and also you can see that the stock is now at all-time highs, he finally bought LandBridge. So you have maybe one of the most expert guys on TPL that knows this industry very well. The royalty, the Permian Basin, all this asset-light business, TPL, LandBridge, similar business models, that has been following the stock for a while, that was there when the stock price was $20, And then the stock went up and up and up. It was a triple. And he bought at $60, $70, $80. If you have one of the most expert guys that is buying at all-time highs, it is quite telling. And that gives me a lot more conviction in holding LandBridge for the future. If you want to become a better investor and improve your performance, I have a coaching program. More on that later in the video. Now that we have a fellow shareholder that is very well respected for good reasons, that's very bullish, and maybe that's just the beginning. We will see. Now, if you look at his portfolio, the first position of Santa Monica Partners is TPL, 40% of the portfolio. I think he bought and then didn't touch the position, and because the stock went up so much, that increased to be a 40% position. Secondly, it's MasterCard, 30% of the portfolio. He bought at the IPO. Same thing. You only need a few bets in your life to be extremely rich, right? And then you have a few stocks here and there. He sold some stuff. He bought some stuff. And now you have a small LB position. I'm really looking forward to seeing the next quarter to see if he increased the position. So far, it's a small, tiny exposure, but it's only the beginning. You never know. LandBridge has been a public company since July 2024. LandBridge was created in 2021, so it's very, very new. It can be one of the most beautiful investment I ever do and I ever make, because it's only the beginning and you never know what will happen in the future. So really looking forward to seeing the trajectory for the next 10 years. But so far, so good. I'm very happy to see him buy at all-time highs. This is big. This is very massive for us shareholders. So in the next quarter, if he increases the position again, it will be extremely bullish. Extremely bullish, because he sees things that I don't see, because he's such an expert. He sees things and he talks to people that we don't have access to these people. So yeah, that's big, that's massive. And just only this can be the purpose of one YouTube video. But I would like to give you more value in this video, so I will share all the stuff with you now. By the way, if you want to outperform the market with a proven investing strategy, I've created a free guide to show you how to do it step by step. Just click the link in the description to get instant access. I will talk about the latest earnings when it comes to LandBridge, and I will talk about this massive stuff in the data center story. So let me do a quick recap of what LandBridge does very quickly. This is a company that is new and fairly recent, and they own lands in Texas. They have a partnership with PowerBridge that has a water infrastructure, and PowerBridge uses the lands from LandBridge. So this is a partnership. They work together, one branch, one other branch, and it turns out that having this fully fledged entity only enjoying the royalties of the lands, this is very profitable and growing very fast. They did a lot of acquisitions. They bought more lands. Revenue is up 100%, etc. They did some acquisitions to increase the revenue. And this is very profitable. So you have a free cash flow margin that, I mean, you have some adjustments to make, right? But extremely high free cash flow margins. Adjusted EBITDA margin of 90%. If you compare the free cash flow margin of LandBridge to TPL, this is quite similar. So you have a company that is growing massively, revenue massively, up massively, margins are extremely high, and this is only the beginning. You see, these are their lands, and there are multiple ways of generating royalties out of these lands. I won't talk about everything here, but you have some drilling operations, solar panel generation, pipelines, gathering station. If you want to do anything on their lands, you have to pay royalties. So if you look at LandBridge's advanced combination of high margins and growth, if you look at 2024 free cash flow margin, this is at 60%. This is extremely high. a little bit below 53%. And you look at here, 2024 adjusted EBITDA margin extremely high. So you have a very high margin profile coupled with very strong management, very, I would say, efficient acquisitions, and a lot of runway, because this is only the beginning. This is very, very appealing. And right now, I think the valuation is a little bit expensive. Based on my calculation, I have a price to free cash flow of 40. So that could be a yellow flag if you are conservative on the valuation. This is not a cheap stock. This is not a stock for everybody because it's volatile. But if you take into account the growth from the top line and the bottom line, I believe this is one of the most compelling investment opportunity I have in my portfolio for the future years. I bought my stock at $60, $70. So now I'm in the positive right now. We will see. I first bought at $52 here. I first bought the stock here at 52, 53, and bought more and bought more and bought more as the story went better and better and better. We will see. So very appealing report from them. Like very, very profitable. The thesis is intact. The management is very competent. They are working very nicely with great capital allocation, and their goal is very clear in the future. So looking forward to seeing what they will do for 2025 and 2026. But so far, they are exceeding expectations. If you like this content and you want to become a better investor, I have a coaching program. In this program, I will teach you the exact method that helped me generate 25% per year for almost a decade, using a unique, structured framework you can apply right away. In this program, you will learn how to find good stock ideas, how to properly value stocks, when to buy, when to sell, and how to build a winning portfolio. And you won't be doing it alone. You will get my personal guidance to help you at every step, and you will be part of a private community of serious long-term investors. Click the link in the description to have more information. You will get a short video that explains how the program works. And if you're ready, you can apply to work with me directly. And the third thing I want to talk about is this article that was released a couple of days ago. 5 Point Infrastructure announces the formation of PowerBridge with a $1 billion equity commitment to develop and build gigawatt-scale powered data center campuses in North America. This is only the beginning, but if it works out, this will be big. So, let me explain how the shareholder stuff is working so you have a better, a clearer picture. So, I talked a few minutes ago about LandBridge and WaterBridge working together when it comes to water. Very well. WaterBridge and also LandBridge were financed and initiated by a private equity firm called 5 Point. So 5 Point is managing WaterBridge, and WaterBridge is working with LandBridge. Everybody is working together. And now, a couple of days ago, the same private equity fund, 5 Point, created a new infrastructure called PowerBridge. So this is a private equity fund managing a water entity, a water business. And now they want to create a data center business. And guess what? They will use whose lands? They will use the lands in Texas from LandBridge. So potentially, that's speculative. So I don't get excited too much about this one. We will see. Wait and see. But in case it works out, they will use the lands from LandBridge to increase their data center exposure. This is only the beginning. You have one data center project in LandBridge right now, so this is the very early stage, but things are working at a very fast speed, fast scale. You have several tailwinds for this revenue stream. So what do they say? They say commitment of $1 billion. 5 Point Infrastructure, I think they manage $8 billion. So 1 out of 10, that's 12.5%. A decent investment on their end. PowerBridge, will be focused on developing, building, and managing gigawatt-scale data center campuses, associated power infrastructure, and fiber network connectivity throughout North America. Guess what? Every time they will generate a revenue, LandBridge will get a royalty revenue. Every time they will build a data center, LandBridge will have an additional revenue. This is an additional royalty stream that will be great for LandBridge. So if you thought the LandBridge story was nice, it just got better. It just got better because you have an additional stuff, an additional tailwind coming from 5 Point. Let me scroll down a little bit so you have a clear information. They clearly say in the article that they will work with the LandBridge lens. And PowerBridge is led by CEO Alex Hernandez, and he worked with Talent Energy, Cumulus Data, and they already sold one of their data center project to AWS. So it seems like the management from PowerBridge, the new entity working on data center, it seems like this CEO is not recent in the data center infrastructure stuff. They already built up a data center that they already sold to AWS. So seems like the management is not at their first try. They know what they're doing. So potentially they will close some deals soon. Soon meaning in a couple of years, not in a couple of days. We are excited to partner with 5 Point to capitalize on this generational moment in the growth and convergence of energy and digital infrastructure. With 5 Point's institutional support, our collective energy infrastructure, power operations, data center development, and fiber experience, and the significant additional value that other 5 Point portfolio companies like WaterBridge, LandBridge, can bring for customers. We look forward to providing hyperscale customers with turnkey data center campus solutions at scale. Oh yeah, this is another gift for you for this video, completely for free. You can go to the latest letter from Horizon Kinetics. They talk and they write at great length about the energy demand that will come out of the data center AI stuff. In this letter, this is a long letter. This is a long article. Maybe I will make a video about this, but it's massive. They talk about the excessive need for energy that you will have if the AI trend continues to be exponential. If the AI trend continues for a couple of years, you will need all the energy of the world. You will have such a high demand. You will need companies that deal with energy. And obviously, if the AI trend is real and really changes the world, which is actually the case right now with all the capex, all the projects, all the tech that is driving the world, you will have to build much more data centers in the US, including through the Texas state in the US, and LandBridge will maybe be the best AI investment. I don't have a lot of AI investments in my portfolio, but I believe LandBridge has the potential to become a long-term holding from me. Like I can, if the story holds, I believe I can hold LandBridge for many years. If you continue to have additional tailwinds and tailwinds and tailwinds, I mean, everything is working in the right direction for LandBridge so far. So this is a huge deal for, I mean, it's as if you plant a seed now. This article is planting a seed, really. That doesn't change the thesis right now, but in a couple of years, yes. So this is big and you can reap all the benefits in future years. Okay, so now David Capobianco, CEO of Managing Partner of 5 Points, said the formation of PowerBridge adds another important component to our powered land strategy. Another tip for you guys, if you are interested in this LandBridge thesis, if you want to invest in LandBridge, you can watch a video that is completely for free on YouTube. This is an interview from David Capobianco. It's a 30-minute interview from the end of 2024, and he beautifully explains his strategy of having powered lands. What does it mean? What's their strategy over there? He explains everything on the video. So they have the strategy with all these Texas lands, LandBridge, WaterBridge, etc., to have a hub of powered lands in Texas. So this is another thing that is planting the seed. Together with LandBridge, WaterBridge, our deep institutional relationships and track record of building critical infrastructure companies, PowerBridge is well positioned to create best-in-class data, power, and fiber solutions for data center customers. Mr. Capobianco continued. Alex and his team transformed the power and data center industries with the Cumulus project, so where the CEO worked before, and we firmly believe this experience combined with our resources will redefine the digital infrastructure landscape once again by providing a differentiated, integrated, and competitive solution at multi-gigawatt scale. This is a phenomenal growth that you can get in future years, and these were the 3 big news you had for LandBridge. So TLDR, the thesis just got better. Before you go, if you want to work with me directly, you will find the link to my coaching program below. And if you're not quite there yet, you can download a free guide that explains the strategy I use to beat the market. Both links are in the description. Goodbye.